And there's that one rocking and rolling. So, welcome, my friend.
Good to be here.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm happy to be here. So, just a wee brief for everybody at home. Warren is, how would you, paranormal activity researcher? What's the...
Paranormal investigator.
Yeah, because you'll have to forgive my kind of ignorance. You
No,
know,
no,
it's just, you're a Ghostbuster to me,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean?
That, we still get Ghostbusters. You know,
Yeah.
after all these years, we still, you know, if anybody's doing like an article on us, you'll guarantee the music they're going to play is going to be Ghostbusters.
You know, so hopefully
You know,
after me and you having a wee chat and in the spirit of the show, a pint, you can educate me
Yep.
on
More
you
than
know
that.
all this carry on. So me and you are going to go behind the beer and the banter, my friend.
Okay.
And there's just a wee loose framework. Let's go back to the start. How does a man wake up one day and become a paranormal activity researcher?
Actually, Garth, it was a funny thing because I grew up in a house in Belfast Road in Bangor.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody in the household, my mother, father, brother, sister, and all seen a figure, and they described it as a stereotypical monk.
Okay.
Like a figure of a monk,
Mhm.
but you couldn't make out any definitions. It was just like a figure of a humanoid sort of thing, and it looked like it had a hood. I was about 6 or 7 at this stage, and I was going, figure of a monk. This sounds really stupid. I used to sneak into my brother's bedroom at night time, so we'd have music, we'd down, drink coffee and all this here. So we'd over really young sort of thing, and. He remembers one day going out and he said that he felt that his bed going down at the bottom. He thought it was me sitting on it.
Yes.
And he turned around and he said there was this figure sitting on the edge of the bed, all in black. And the figure got up and he said it looked at him, but he said it looked as if it had hooded something on, but there was no face. Couldn't see any face. And he said it walked out. Where it walked was through the wall. It didn't take the door. Now, what that normally means is back in time there was must have been a doorway or something there, or you know there wasn't a wall, so that's where it was able to walk. So. But yeah, it started there. I started sort of hearing all these stories. Never seen a thing in the house. Never seen a thing in the house. Never felt a thing in the house.
Is the house still there?
The house is still there. In fact, one of my friends actually bought it a lot of years ago.
No way.
And it was in the house about 2 years before I knew. I just haven't mentioned one day, and he mentioned where he was. And I said to him, he says, I have to get you to come down to our house someday. And I said, what's going on? He says, this is my wife especially sees this figure. And it was 85 Belfast Road. Now,
that was the house you grew up
that
in?
was the house I grew up in.
And he didn't know that?
He didn't know it.
And then how many decades later?
That would have been at least 10, 15 years later.
Wow.
At
And then
least.
you end up in this industry, and then he just had that.
He knew I was in the paranormal.
Yeah.
And,
But he didn't know you grew up there?
Didn't know I grew up there.
Oh, no.
And when I said, he says, you're joking. And I says, no. And I was able to describe inside the house to him.
Yeah.
And the way he says, you know, you're being serious. I said, yeah.
Was it the monk with the hood that he seen, or?
No, what they had seen was a woman, which was strange.
Yeah.
Like in Victorian sort of regalia, Victorian dress.
Yeah.
We've done an awful lot of research on it, so
Yeah.
there was never anybody died on the site.
Okay.
But the house itself was built on an older site. There was a house sort of built before it was built. As far as the monk's concerned, it was only as the crow flies 600-700 yards away from Bangor Abbey. So that whole Bangor Abbey would have spread. That whole abbey would have spread the whole way up there. Never got to the end of it. They ended up moving. They moved to Australia, and another family moved in. So I don't know. And one of these days, I'm always very close to calling at the door.
Yeah.
And just going,
yeah.
have you ever had any paranormal activity in your house? So yeah, that was the first of it. Read books. I remember being 8-year-old, and my brothers buying me a book called the Hamlin Book of Ghosts.
The Hamilton?
The Hamlin Book of Ghosts.
And you can still get that?
Yeah.
And is it a true story thing? Or
It's all true stories, but it's done up like sketches, like drawings and stuff there. So it's geared for kids.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember from an early age, I was always really.
So it always resonated with you, that kind
big
of
time.
thing. It just,
Big time.
you know, some people watch a football match and it resonates with them, or some
Yeah.
people read you know, Peter Pan, and it resonates
That's
with them.
yeah.
You read that ghost story book,
Read
and
that,
and it just resonated.
but saying that, I read it and I was going, this is bullshit. You know, this is rubbish. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was very, 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 very skeptical.
And is that your nature, or you're skeptical of
really
that
is.
subject matter?
Even now, our group would be, although we got equipment, I brought bits and pieces with me tonight to show you.
Yeah.
We would be primarily a spiritual group, so we work in mediumship. So we develop mediumship.
Yes.
We sit in the circle, what's known as sit development circle. The equipment we have, we would let other people use it. So just say you call us out to your house and you're like, I think there's something going on here. We would leave you like a zero lux camcorder, which records in total darkness. We'll leave you a voice recorder and all I got there and say, look, at night time or when you're going to work, just switch them on, go out of your house and forget about them.
Wow. Okay.
The chances are sometimes when you come back and play that back, it freaks people out.
I think so.
There's what's known as EVP, electronic voice phenomena. Ooh. And it's where you get, like, even your voice recorder on your mobile phone, you would get it, switch it on, and you'll ask a couple of questions. Like I would ask, you know, if I come in here, say I would ask, you know, what is your age? Did you die? And give 15 seconds silence and did you die here? You know, 15 seconds silence, how did you die? And all this here. Now you won't hear the answers.
Yeah.
You know,
different octaves.
Yeah, different. But they come on the actual recording. They'll come on the digital recording. And we've had people have took the stuff home.
Yep.
In their house. And one guy, especially years ago, him and his wife went out of the house, couldn't sleep in the house at night time because they heard two answers to their questions on the EVP. And they went, and I'm not sure where, I think they went around their brother's house or something like that.
Yeah.
And I said to him, but look, that's what I said to you. I says, you know, people are all brave and bravado and all that there.
I put my hands up from the start. I'm a shitbag, like.
Yeah.
But that doesn't hold back the fact that it's incredibly intriguing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that you the recording exercise there to capture the voices, I'm guessing like that's not an isolated case.
No.
That's not a rare unicorn moment, one off. That's I'm guessing that's quite common. That wouldn't be too hard to capture.
Very common. Yeah. I would believe the way we would describe a spirit world out there, we would say it's like an onion. You know, there's like many skins around the onion. Yeah. So the spirit world, we believe the spirit worlds are all around us at all times. Yeah. But they're just in like different dimensions and all in what we're in. And that's why we can't sort of comprehend them all the time.
I know.
But in certain places, there's lots of different theories. There's what's known as stone brickwork theory, which people will, and that would happen around old churches, sort of castles and all this here, and people will see like again the figure of a monk. Mm-hmm. And there's a famous site called Nendron monastic site out past Cumber, and people see the figure of a monk walking up through the wee abbey of it. Yeah. Now, whatever machines you have, no matter how tuned you are to spirit, if you stood in the centre of that and let that spirit walk through you, you wouldn't feel any difference. Yes. Because what it basically is like an imprint in time. Yes. And it's replayed certain times. Loads of people will see the exact same thing at different times. It's just to say, you know, if you're coming up and it seems to be, if you're relaxed, maybe out walking the dog, you know, the last thing in your mind's paranormal. Mm-hmm. But that's when this thing is, if somebody clicks the play button on the video, and that's kind of playing.
You know, like, we can, see, touch, smell, you know, we've got our five senses. Yeah. But there has to be other stuff going on that our five senses don't, register with. Yeah. Because, like, you can't smell a text message. No. But you know that it goes from A to B. You can't smell putting Netflix on via the remote. That's right. But it happens. You can't see, touch, smell, or taste it. You know, so there has to be other stuff going on.
There is, and I think because our laws of physics don't allow, you know, thanks to like sort of Einstein that I got there, they got all this sort of, this is the laws of physics, this is the way it is. Yeah. And now, because it was said to me, I was reading a couple of weeks ago, and the scientist was going, these laws of physics can't be changed and can't be manipulated. This is the way it is. And you're going, but that's just because we don't understand them. Exactly. You know, there's something, and it's the same as even if you want to get into it, like aliens from different planets. You know, people would go, well, for them to get from their planet to ours, you know, it's going to take 350,000 years. And you're going, but that's thinking of it with our mind.
With our minds, with our field concepts.
Exactly.
Because, for example, could you imagine someone back in the day where everybody was on horse and cart? they'll be sitting going, but it's going to take 2 days to get the horse and cart
Yeah.
there. Thinking on those terms.
Yeah, exactly.
Fast forward, and we're like, well, I'll do a car, I'll do it in half an hour.
Yeah.
But how can you think on the basis of cars and engines
Yeah.
when you're on a horse and cart?
No, very
You
much
know?
so.
But yeah, no, so I'm all about it. Like, so what methods do you use to try and debunk something?
Debunking thing is usually quite easy.
Yes.
If it's somebody that's actually winding you up, you know, it's actually, we have people now, everything we do for customers now got there from one part of the country to the other is all free of charge. You know, so we'll go down to a full investigation and we don't charge any money for it.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing in that, we have people will send us on white goose chases. We'll have people will go down and they'll, you know, they'll have things set up for us when I get there. You know, the strings and all this here, pulling things and all this crap. We got bits of equipment we'd set up, so we have like we sort of tiny cameras when I get there, which we had set up in different locations.
Yeah.
And we've caught people on doing it. We've caught people on just standing. We're standing with an actual camcorder in our hand. You know, and one of the cases we had, there was water appeared, and water with the droplets of water in the dry ceiling, just like dripping down. And there is cases where that has happened in different proper hauntings. But one of our members was standing with a camera, just watching the guy who owns the house, standing with a wee saucer of water, just flowing it all over the ceiling. And he didn't say we were filming. And then he went downstairs and called us, and we went down. Because
I'm sure that's awkward.
Yeah, well, Bill, one of the fellas used to be in the group, he just turned around to the guy and went, but that was you done that? And the man went, what do you mean it was me that done that? We put up, that's you there, isn't it? You know, we were told to get out of the house.
I know.
Yeah.
So what would his motives be to create the rumour or fact that his house was haunted? What was in that for him?
Some people basically want to see they want to see if we're real.
Yeah.
You know, because they will look at us and they'll look at our bags and I got there and they'll come in and we're expecting us to have backpacks and all that.
No way.
Like, I swear to God. Other people will do it because we've had 2 families wanted to move house.
Yes. Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
So they
council
were
houses. Yeah. Saying that, we're one of the only groups that actually has managed to get a family moved for a genuine haunting.
Wow.
In Kilcully. And we had actually called out this house 3 different times over the years.
Yeah.
We were called out, and the woman in the house. First time we went to it, we went, oh my God, it's this house again. This is about 7 or 8 years after the last
It
time.
an end house, will it?
No, it's not. It's about the middle of a. Now, as far as I know, this place is still boarded up. I don't think they'll allow anybody to stay on.
And that's you've been called out to that. Was that 3 different
3 different
occupiers?
locations, yeah.
And they wouldn't have known the track
No,
history or anything
that
there?
was over a few years.
Wow.
So it was, and the first one was just, he actually left, he was on his way and he just wanted to tell us what was there, but we couldn't get into the place.
Oh.
And we got in there, we looked around, but we couldn't investigate it. Second one was a couple of years later, and the family had only moved in, and they didn't have kids, but there was lights getting switched on, doors open and closing. They were closing and locking the back door, and come down in the morning time and the back door was unlocked and then open.
Stop it.
Now, the guy was in the security forces, you know, and you sort of go, that's the last thing, and he's going, I know I locked that door, you know, I'm sure I locked it. The last one was crazy. We got there and we were interviewing the woman and all. They got there and she says, the police are coming up because they were here earlier on. And police come in and the cop was chatting away to me and he says, she went up to do something upstairs, so the cop was just chatting one-on-one. And he says, the cop says, I was standing at the front door. He says, the woman answered the thing, he says, there's a man in the house and he's telling her son to either jump out the window or to jump from the top stairs down. And says she's panicking. Says so they went in, searched the house completely, nothing there. Came back down, the cop went out, was standing outside the door, but sort of at the door talking to the lady inside the house. Next minute, the woman said, the cop said about the way as well, and the woman told me later on, says the cop just grabbed her and threw her out of the way and went charging upstairs. Because he said this man just looked down, looked right over the balcony and looked right down at him and then pulled away. And he went up, nothing there.
So, who was it? So the kid was saying, there's a man telling me to jump.
The kid was saying, the guy was going to
But no one had seen him yet.
No.
The mom was freaking out.
Window or lampshades.
Yeah.
Lampshades, and just a normal like lampshade, bouncing Now, you know what you see in the films like that, they'll
Yeah.
rock a wee bit. This was bouncing off the ceiling either side. Wow. Force it was going.
And did the police officer said that, or?
Policeman told me that, and then we seen it happen. We witnessed it happen as
Yourself?
well. Yeah. We took. They went away. They went away to stay with her sister or something like that there. And we had the house for about a week ourselves, so we took days off work and all. We stayed in the place.
That was
yeah.
after all that.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing. But then we phoned the council or the housing executive, and there's this really nasty woman, and she went, "Oh, we expect us to move her because there's ghosts." And I says, "Well, I'll tell you what." I says, "Why didn't you come up?" I says, "You stay overnight in the house."
Yeah.
You know, I says, "Oh no, I'm not going to." So they did get moved, but they were genuine.
There's so much material in that.
Exactly. You know, people.
How long ago was that?
That would have been. We're talking about what, 15 years now.
15 years. So in Bangor alone, you know of 2 properties.
Oh, Bangor, mate, Bangor's crawling.
No way.
So this Bangor is crawling with them.
But here's the thing too, and I don't know. I know nothing of this world, but I clean carpet and upholstery. So I would be in about 50, 60 different homes a month, and literally 99%. It's all, you know, meeting and greeting. Do you want a coffee? You know, there's a sandwich, a couple of biscuits, and they show me the sofa, the room, or whatever needs done. And I just go into autopilot. I'm like, thank you, coffee, 2 sugar. You know, I'll get set up. You get the kettle on. All, it's the same every day.
Yeah.
And this one day, I went into a home, and it was a 2 up, 2 down, you know, but there was a bed downstairs for whatever reason, just off a wee room, and then there was the kitchen table, and then the living room, and like a book stand, you know, loads of books.
Yeah.
So I just went down, boom, boom. And then I noticed the cloth on the kitchen table was a Ouija board.
Right, okay, yeah.
I've never seen a Ouija board, but I knew when I seen it. It was all the letters of the alphabet, numbers, and then some other shit.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right? And then it kind of, the bed sheets in the fucking bed was the same as the kit, was another fucking Ouija board.
Yeah.
Right? And then I was just like, I was committed then. I couldn't make up any excuses as to why I should get the fuck out of there. And then I went on into the living room and I was like, well, fuck me, and I get this done and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All the books in the library stand kind of casing was all dark matter, like, you know, all that world, like. Yeah. And the weird, not the weirdest thing is, but as I was working away, the door went, and I was back and forth, and it was basically social services, touching base with the family, because, you know, they'd had their kids taken off them, like, and I was like, I was just like, this is fucked up, like.
Yeah.
But that family was kind of just knocking about like it was just another day, like.
Unfortunately, you get that, man.
Yeah.
You get. We know a family which their hobby, the husband and the wife.
Yeah.
Their wages, most of their wages each month go on possessed dolls.
Wow.
You know all the China dolls now?
Oh yeah.
That's sent away from all around the world, and like possessed dolls.
Like, come on, like these. With the greatest of respect, they walk amongst us. Like, you're driving down the street, and behind them doors, people have kitchen tables, bedrooms covered in Ouija board.
The thing is, that's where problems arise.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, people don't.
They're dabbling into something that they potentially shouldn't.
Exactly. They don't have a clue about it. We wouldn't use Ouija boards. We have done occasionally years and years and years ago. But once you start working with mediumship, you know, you're basically, the way we would describe it is, you know, it's like going from a digital fucking radio or telephone service to a fucking old analog service.
Yeah.
You know, why do you want to do that for? It's, you know, if you're working mediumship, we'll walk into a place and we'll get told, and it sounds maybe a bit funny straight away, but we'll walk into a house and we'll get told that it's upstairs in the bedroom, or it's a man, or it's upstairs. There's places we can walk into, and the spirit that's in the house will make itself known to you straight away. In Crumlin Road Jail, we stood at the door that time. And I said before we even went in, this is before we opened up to the public.
Oh really?
OFMDFM called us in. Because the office of the First and Deputy First Minister,
no way.
The government, they called us in because basically they couldn't get anybody to do the work. All the workmen in the place, the amount of stuff that we're seeing, they were just down in tools and leaving.
Wow.
I got a phone call one day and it was this guy, he says, I'm so and so from Stormont. He says, a girl, and I went, aye, right. You know? And I says, we had done stuff with the Crumlin Road Jail before with a guy, Michael Liggett, and John Baker. He does like a local historian up in Belfast.
Yeah.
And he does like Clifton Road Cemetery and all this there. So I had a bit of an association with the jail, and that's just when it first closed.
Yeah.
And then we had done a thing with Jerry Anderson from Radio Ulster. He had done a 4 o'clock documentary on us. And
where can you watch that? Is it
it's on radio. It's on radio. If you go to Radio Ulster Archives,
and
type in Jerry's Ghost Hunts.
No way.
There's 4 parts.
That's you boys.
That's us. Yeah, that's us. It's good laugh. Jerry's fucking
brilliant. Yeah, he was a legend.
But we, I went up to meet them, and they said they'd come up to the jail. And I got there, the jail was just, it was whenever the guys had just went out and locked it, nothing would be done inside. And they said, we were talking to one of the head sort of grafter guys, and he says I was up the ladder in the circle, he says, drilling through the wall. Now he says the drill they have to use, there was a big massive stone wall, so obviously it's a big drill on it, and he said he was drilling through the wall. He says he heard something, he stopped at the drill, he looked down, and he said there was this guy walking down on the centre circle, walking through it, just with normal clothes on, but with no hard hat and all. And your man shouted down, says, mate, says, I'll stop you there. He says, you can't come in here without a high fizz jacket and all. And the hard hat. Says the guy just looked up on him and smiled and walked through the wall again. Now again, where that wall was, that used to be just a doorway. Before the doors were put up, you could just walk straight through there. There was no door to stop you.
And that wasn't an isolated case.
Oh no, that was God.
You see, that's what gives it more strength.
Yeah.
These aren't one-offs.
No.
You know, all these workmen, like the house in the hill, they couldn't get people to fucking finish the work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So can you imagine saying, right, we've got the Crumlin Road Jail here.
Yeah.
We've been given the green light. We're going to turn it into a touristy kind of attraction, like, you know, get all the workmen in. We're going to do A, B, and C. Boom, with 3 months budget, lovely jubbly, and then all the stories keep coming back, and you're like, okay, catch yourself on. No, we can't get people here to work.
Yeah.
This happened, that happened, the other happened. It's like, holy shit, right? Get warning.
The way it happened, say, it's just because we had the association, and because I didn't have the other stuff, because we ended up, I was a tour guide on for a few years.
Yes.
But we ended up, we done our own paranormal stuff up there. We run all the paranormal stuff for a couple of years. But now, if you go up there, we would always say, never go up there. Well, they've got the whole thing right now, so there's fishing line across the doors, and I got there so they can pull it.
Triggered?
Yeah.
Trigger stuff?
We done, last Halloween, we done the, what do you call it, McConnell's, the whiskey? No, the distillery in Avon.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Now it's not going to be a regular, we'll be doing, it's a, forget what day, it's a VIP night. So it is, so I'd like to know next night it's on. I'll try to get a couple of tickets, because they do, it's like it's on for about 3.5 hours. And they walk you through the place, and we take you through and do a bit of a paranormal thing, a bit of a talk, and then you have a wee sip of whiskey, and we taste our whiskey, and then they take you another bit, and it's another sample, and all they got there.
And is that up in the Crumlin Road Jail?
Yep.
Because it's been a couple of years, obviously, since it's been up. But that sounds cracker.
Look, the first one to say was Halloween night, and they'd only decided about it a week beforehand.
To do it? So to get through it together?
Yeah.
And I got a longer night of that?
Oh, yeah, because we went into it. Well, it worked out well, because at first there were 2 different, like 2 tours, you know, that night, and we were going, like, the first tour was from like sort of 7:30 to 8:30, or from 7 to 8:30, then half an hour's break, and then the other one from 9 to 10:30. But it only, there was enough people just for one, but it was about 25 people again.
Wow.
As we said them then and now, we said, look, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know, rather than rushing 2, I said, because we were able to, people really enjoyed it because they had a whole long night. And there was a family of Americans over, and they joined. Oh my
my
gosh, just in the Reddit page, it was on Facebook, on the
Oh, really?
and all, yeah. But
After the show, send me all the details.
yeah,
I'll put it out like,
Aye,
and,
brilliant.
I'll convince Tommy to go like.
well,
Sure.
it's going to be a regular. Now we're not sure dates and all yet,
Yeah,
so we are. But once it comes up, you
and
know,
then you like even. Have you been across the road from the road jail into the big
Courthouse? Yeah, we were there again when I worked there. We were taken across,
No way.
so we were. But it's a god nightmare. So
I drove past the other day there. Actually, that's a
yeah,
sin.
it's a real.
I think so many hoteliers have tried to buy it, burn
Yeah.
it out,
That's
insurance, because
yeah.
it's such a graded building.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to touch this, not allowed to touch that. Well, don't burn it down
No.
and try and then.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you didn't actually get to really do any deep investigations into it.
Only bit of investigation we get into it was just coming up where you go under a tunnel, and you come up into the dock.
Yes.
That bit of the dock, because there's two people stabbed. Now they weren't killed,
Mm-hmm.
but what you will get down there is one of the prison officers that died in the job. Now he what's his name, Billy, but he would lots of people see him.
Oh really?
So yes, yeah, but what he was whenever people were in, he had stayed on after his retirement, and then if anybody was to say there were the VIPs were coming or somebody was getting shown around, it would be get Billy to do it because he was all about the prison.
Yes.
He was shown around, and then he was found lying down at the tunnel one night. He had died of a massive heart attack and couldn't resuscitate him or anything else here. But yeah, because again, that's what Jerry Anderson's saying. We were standing down there, and if you listen to it, you'll hear Jerry saying about. Because I was aware of the guy coming up beside us, and I was standing beside Jerry, and I said, Jerry, we've got a friend with us at the moment. And Jerry described him, and I got there, and then later we're talking I think it was offline, I'm not sure if it was put on the editing bit or not. Jerry said to me, Jerry says, I've made sure I got that guy's name and all I got there, and I said, he had got all this, and I said, but you should have said it. It's no use saying it after the recording's finished, you need to say it. But it is good, so it's on the archive, so it's well worth listening to. That's
so much food for thought. Like, so what other Belfast kind of landmarks or Northern Ireland landmarks have you been to that everybody would know about?
SS Nomadic.
The Titanic's
sister ship for Titanic. Yeah. Again, we were lucky. We asked to get permission to get into the investigations, and they refused it.
Okay.
And we went.
Who do you ask to do this?
Belfast.
Do you go to the council?
Belfast Titanic or something out there.
No,
it's hard finding it that times, mate. Honestly, because there's so many different branches.
Yeah.
And the big thing we come up against, which is like a brick wall, is the DEP.
Oh really?
The DEP that stops everything in its tracks.
Yeah, that's across the board. There's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Isn't there, like?
We got into one of our best cases ever was Castle Ward, big National Trust property.
Yes, yes.
And the reason we get in there was we got friendly with this woman, sort of in one of the coffee shops, or made that he lived down in Saul and down Patrick, and we were down one day. We started talking. Her husband was in Hugh, and we started just chatting back and forward. And said, "You come up to the house because we come out of the paranormal now." And he lived in the gatehouse of Castle Ward. He was born in the gatehouse of Castle Ward.
I don't know who a couple of years ago, I was in there cleaning the carpet and upholstery in that wee
Is that
place.
right?
Yes.
Well,
It was a girl there a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think they've moved round there. Right, you know where the farmyard is at the back?
Yeah,
I think they moved round to one of the cottages round there.
So this is one right on the road.
Yes.
Yeah, the gates are right there.
Yep,
yes.
That's it.
I was in there cleaning the carpet and
That's
upholstery.
amazing. That's a very, very haunted wee house.
Don't tell me that.
Oh, seriously, man. They used to hear the coach and horses draw, and they had a wee bell. The guy would have been on the coach. He would have like a stick, and he would have reached over and hit the bell, and that bell would have run inside the house to let them know to come out and open the gates.
And that happens all the time.
That happens all the time. The thing is, the bells are gone. There's no bells in the house.
I know.
We never heard it now, but Hugh was. He said, "He says, come on down now." So we drove on down with him, and he introduces this guy, David Toft.
Okay.
David Toft was the manager of the whole estate at the time.
Oh, very good. He's the boy then.
So into the paranormal, so he got us in, and we were there for. It must have been one full summer, mate. We were down at 2 or 3 times a week. So
tell me this then, I have to ask, what was the best piece of footage or whatever you captured on that, carry
The
on?
thing we got down there, which was the big one, we only got in the house twice, but the rest of the time was down in the basement, down where the maids and all used to be, and down in the theatre. When I got there in the outhouses, and the outhouses were amazing. But we were standing one day outside, and there was myself, about 3 or 4 of the members, and it was a beautiful sunny evening. Nobody in the house. We heard the tap, 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 tap. So somebody with a coin hitting the window. We looked up, and there's 3 children standing looking out the top window at us.
And you seen that with your
We seen it
naked
with
eye?
our naked eye. I swear to God, we went. That's now there was kids supposedly killed, died in the house years ago. But I think it was only one kid. I don't know why it was 3 of them, but as plain as day.
And no one will ever convince you otherwise.
Oh, no.
Now, that was as real as me and you chatting here.
What we done straight away is we actually contacted Hugh. And we went, Hugh, look, is the house open? He says, no, it's all. And their alarm, it goes right over to Scotland. So it does in the head office, you know. So, but there was that. There was one of the other times we went down, and the basement would have been every now and then with these wee holes.
Yeah.
And it would have been reports got our coal money got through, you know, and then they would store the boilers and all up. And we were walking down, it was me and a guy called Darren, used to be in the group. And we were walking down, I think it was the first night or the second night we were there, and we just got this real feeling that there's someone really close to us. And we turned around, all we can describe this guy as was like something you see Guy Fawkes looking like.
Stop that.
The same sort of hat, same sort of like collar and all that. And he was just standing there, and we actually thought it was somebody real, it was tangible. And we said, you know, we went to walk, and as soon as we went to walk towards him, it was as if us and him were part of the same thing. Because when we started moving, he moved the same.
Yeah, so
it wasn't as if we were able to catch up with him. And then he turned and just sort of like melted away. But again, we said to David, talked about it. Oh yes, that's so and so. He's sitting on a regular basis.
Stop it.
So it's, but just not. But we tried to get in there again and say what do you call it? All the red tape and all. Mount Stewart and all it's the same. Just the stories in Mount Stewart are crazy.
I'd say so.
You know.
We moved on pretty quickly from the pneumatic. Did you get in there?
We got a pneumatic. After about a year, we got a phone call from them. Just saying, look, would you be interested in setting up something? We said yes. So we used to run, what was we run? Like 90-minute tours. Usually every Friday night, we were there doing 2 90-minute paranormal tours. And then the last Friday or the last Saturday of every month, we would run like a 5 or 6 hour investigation.
Wow.
You know, and then what we started doing was like movie night. So if you came down, we had a show like Ghost Ship or something like that. And then we had a bit of a supper, and then we had a 90-minute paranormal investigation. we were raking them on them. I mean, they made a fortune out of us. So
brilliant.
And but some of the stuff down there, a woman with a long dress comes running down, or like running, not even running, more floating down the stairs.
That's the stories? Or
No, you'll see her. You'll see her. Firstly, everybody sees her.
Stop it.
I swear to goodness. There's a man walks around the place. He's dressed up like a white jacket on, like a waiter or something like that there.
Yeah. And
he's seen down around the place. And he's what we call an interactive spirit because he'll look over at you.
No way.
You know, and it's as if he's looking, it's down where all the tables now used to be. And it's as if he's maybe looking for glasses or something like that there, you know. There's one man died, and there's only one person who ever died on him. So there was, but during the D-Day landings and I got there, it was sent over and it was thousands of people brought back on it.
Yes.
You know, and there was loads of people died on that trip.
Yeah.
You know, so there was. And then it was used as a nightclub in Paris.
Oh, really?
So it was a while. The James Bond film, I'm not sure what you call it, where they look down on the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. There's a bit of that. If you look down, you can actually see the SS Pneumatic sitting in the water.
Very good.
When it was used as a nightclub, we were told there was 2 people killed on it there. And then, as I say, the guy that died here, he was suffocated from fumes down in the hull of it. Wow. So he did. But it was amazing as well.
So here, tell me this. So I was on your website and had a wee look around, obviously. Whenever I have guests on and stuff, I like that natural kind of pre-drinks vibe. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I don't like doing the whole journalism kind of, researching and stuff, all that nonsense. I prefer, if I click with something, I click. If I don't, I'm happy both vibes are captured, because again, it's all entertainment, you know. So you're probably the first, I think, and I thought, I'm going to go onto your website and have a wee nosy.
Right, yeah.
And then that's when I kind of felt a little kind of embarrassed, because I was like, there's me doing Ghostbusters of a Ghostbuster coming on, because it was my ignorance. I don't know. But as I started reading down, I was like, fuck me, you know, how stupid am I talking Ghostbuster. There is a more serious side to this. Yeah. And one of the things that you do, and it really opened my eyes, you know, there's like, I don't know how to word it, but ghosts, okay, but some of them are like trapped here, and they're scared to pass on and move on, and I seen that's one of the services you offer.
Well, the clearance.
The clearance, is that what it's called?
Clearance,
so a ghost is unhappy. He's scared. He doesn't know what to do, and you give him the clearance to move over. You know, move on. That was really interesting to me. Like,
a lot of times, and even if people, as I say, there's so many different schools of thought of what a spirit is, and there's different kinds, poltergeist, and all this here. Even as far
so,
as
is there good or bad ghosts? Because ghost is all labelled as bad.
Yeah,
I believe in the kind of narrative.
And all the programs you'll see on TV, they're always within the programs.
Give a ghost a bad name.
Yeah, and straight away it's a demon. Straight away, what's a demon here?
It's not Casper the Friendly Ghost, never is it?
Never. I have never, ever, even in the Crumlin Road now out there, we have never encountered a demon. Yeah. Negative ghosts, you know, the spirit of a murderer or a rapist or something like that there, which is a real nasty spirit. Yes, we've encountered them. Wow. We've been slapped, we've been pushed on out there about.
Stop that.
You know, but we've never encountered a demon. But unfortunately, I say all the programs on TV is demon oriented.
It really is.
But yeah, the spirit could be here. Like, just say you go home to your house tonight and there's, God forbid, there's lights flashing on and off. And there's
next door neighbour's house.
Lights flashing on and off, doors banging.
Next door's house,
like pins flying around the place like that there. Straight away, people's going to go, it's either going to be a poltergeist or it's going to be a demon. Right? Yes. We would go, it's either going to be a poltergeist, which the main thing of poltergeist is children, adolescents, usually girls. A girl around sort of 12, 13, it's their minds causing all this energy, and that's what happens. But the other way is it's a spirit that's trying to draw attention to itself. So the way you would say, just say, I'm a spirit now, you're in here working at nights, you're in here every night of the week, say, and I'm...
No, Michael is over there.
So he's in every night.
Michael's in sorting the bouncy castles out.
Maybe it was on one night, sort of, you know, like the one of them carpets that flew on the floor. Yeah. Something else, that bucket gets thrown on the floor and I got there, and the lights get switched on. Straight away, people want to go, oh, it's a poltergeist, and I got there. Yeah. But that spirit could be standing in front of that person going, help me, I'm here, please help me. Yes. That spirit gets so frustrated. Yes. Because they're going, well, why is nobody answering me here? Why is nobody taking me under their notice? You know, and the only thing they can do is muster the energy. And again, it's not what you see on TV where 20 or 30 things happen, you know, two or three things. And then maybe even, I think maybe one or two things.
And then got the energy again to do that for a long time.
All the energy up. But we've been in places where, one of the cases we were just talking about the other night, they had a suspected poltergeist on. Okay. And one of the things they used to do was the tins in their cupboard. Okay. So they tins of soup and beans there. They used to stack them up and press them in so you couldn't get them out. Like tins on top of each other. You know, so you had to really put your hand against them and force them out.
He was holding them?
No. It was just the way they were put in so tight. And we seen the girl, Tanya, we call her, we seen her putting the tins in one night. And we were talking, she came in, we had a cup of coffee and we were just sitting chatting. And then a couple of things happened. And she went in a couple of hours later, we went upstairs and we done stuff. So we were out of the room for a while, but I trust her. Plus we had a camcorder set up as well, so she didn't hear. We came back down and she shouted at us, let's done us again with the tins. And we down and every tin had been basically forced on top of each other. So you had to put your hand in and basically pull to get the tins out, and you had to, there was nobody in the video and actually done that.
Wow. So there's so many different, the onion theory.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
There's so many different layers to what we can't sense with our five senses.
Very
There's
much
so
so.
much more. So even with all the technology, you know, you didn't capture that,
No.
but you knew it happened.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Because
The thing is, I don't think, no matter what the equipment is, because to say we use zero-lux camcorders, we use full spectrum camcorders. We don't
what the
use
heat?
thermal. When I got there,
Thermal
nothing's
network?
ever been caught in thermal.
Oh really?
You know, and they keep bringing in all these real
Fancy
bits of kit, and you know, all the programs on TV, they're advertisers' dreams. You know, because every week
Oh, yeah.
they'll have, oh, there's this new machine on the market now, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's only $250. You know, straight away people are ordering. You know, and nobody's ever been caught. The only way, believe it or not, spirit activity was really caught was the old 35mm standard camera. The only old camera with a film on it.
Yeah.
Some of the photographs were taken back then. They still can't prove to be fake.
Oh really?
Whereas now you've got orbs. You know,
I know.
People said, oh
Yeah.
my god, there's spirits. You go, it's dust. You know, we dealt with one there a couple of months ago, and this woman calls in the house, and oh, we're having this bother, and I got there, and she sent me these video clips, and it was a room. But it says this room here, no carpets or anything on it. So it was a wooden floor. Well, I think it was a wooden floor now, or lino, but the TV and all, and she had the iron board up ironing. And you could see whenever she put it, she could see the sort of like towels and all hanging over the door and all this here. And the place is just loads of dust going around. And she says, oh look, there's no carpet here. She said, but look at all the ghosts swarming around me. And I went, look, it's not. But it's not. There's no dust. And I says, look, it is. There is dust. I says, you're obviously fat, or what do you call it, ironing things. I says, you know, the dust off.
Fibers
Yeah.
are coming off.
Oh, you know, so it's. I mean, we've had people. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about and all this here, and like, you know,
They're trying to convince you.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, as you ask for a professional opinion, you got it.
And we done our due diligence, and we didn't gather any evidence. You know.
You know, I mean, you get people. One of the cases we're waiting to come up now. In fact, if this case comes up, I'll give you a shout yet, because it's massive. It's down in Portadown.
Okay.
Now it's an old garage that used to be turned. It's been turned into
A
a
petrol
house.
station.
Yeah, because they've got the technology used to put a car over on this here.
Yeah.
But loads of strange,
Like strange
shit.
stuff, as in the owners have told you, or you know
we've
this
witnessed
location.
before.
So you've been before, haven't we?
The thing, there was a couple of people murdered down on it.
Okay.
So there was. One of the things now, the wife, we're ready to come back again. She's living here at the minute, but her and her husband, he is head of psychology at one of the big psychiatric hospitals over in England.
Yeah.
So she is near
It just says credibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, you know, but lovely people and very, very genuine people. But there's one of it, you walk through from, it's a real, have you ever been into a house? You go down to different houses every day of the week. You ever go into a house and you go, this house has been built wrong or something, there's just something that doesn't feel natural on it.
Yeah.
That's what this place felt like.
Oh, from the start.
So that's right from
That's
the
an
start.
old building like
Oh
that.
yeah. Now we estimate that it was converted in, I think it was like sort of late 1960s, early 1970s.
So it went from the garage into your home.
Into your
per
home.
se.
And you've got this, but you walk in the front door.
The
so-
layout's just off.
Oh, it's
Is it
wild.
like that.
You go in the beautiful big door, you go into a beautiful big hallway with sort of wooden panels and all this here, and a beautiful big staircase. But then it just goes crazy, because you've got about 3 steps down on the left hand side. Once you go down them 3 steps, you're on a different level in the house.
Yeah.
So you can go on that level, and then you turn halfway down, you walk down another 5 steps, and you're on another level in the house.
I know it's not your,
It's
your
like
standard
levels,
2 up,
yeah.
2 down, is it like?
Oh, but that's wild. And the basement of it, the basement's. Oh.
So tell me this. Okay, you've been given the green light to go and do like a bigger investigation.
Yeah.
But you've already like experimented before. So do you do like a wee trial, a wee recce?
What happened
To give
before?
you-
Yeah, what happened before was she went over to England to live, and I'm not sure it was what happened to the house, but why the house was in their hands still, but I'm not sure whether it is rented out or somebody stayed on it or something like there. But they're coming back, and they're coming back in April.
Okay.
And
This
he's
year?
moving over, he's retiring, so both of them are moving over here. So from what they were saying, they're coming over, they're going to do the place up, and they're going to sell it and move to somewhere better.
Yeah.
But before they come over, they're going to get us in. Or before
Well,
they
they're going to give you some
let us go
opportunity
there
to go in and.
But they're going to give us a full few days. So they are in the place, which is good. But the basement's something crazy like.
So what and so what's happened? What's the general theme throughout that property that gives you the?
Someone's been murdered. At least one person's been murdered. You've got it's just because you just feel there's been at least one life that has just been snuffed out like that.
And because you've been in this game a long time, do you get different vibes and different locations where you can know that's a murder?
Oh, yeah.
That's a child thing.
Yeah.
You know that. So when's that start? April, did you say?
Hopefully it's around April time.
And you're bringing the whole kit down, the whole thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
These are just. Did you stay there?
We will
sleep there, or do you
we
just
haven't before.
You sleep
like,
local or?
we will be sleeping there when we go down again. They've given us the go ahead to sleep there.
You are one brave man.
But put a tent in the back garden for you.
You can Facebook Live me. So do you set up tents or do you sleep in the property?
Some places
Is the property active as in there's beds and
it's
furniture?
I think there's altogether. I think there's 5 bedrooms on it.
And you're how many days are you going to be there for?
Well, hopefully get down for at least 2.
Right, so you're going to be there for 2 days. How does that unfold? What does that look like? Do you sleep or you don't want to miss anything, or is it part of it to sleep because you're going to capture shit while you're and then you look at that afterwards?
Yeah, we will sleep, but there'll be some of us we'll probably take turns.
Yeah,
you know, so a couple of group members will stay up one night.
Yeah,
halfway through the night, and then we'll sort of change over or something like that. That's normally what we'll do. There's other group members that don't like staying up. They'll go down. They'll stay over, but they'll go to bed at about 11 o'clock, half 11 each night.
Oh, right, so they're like me, they're
but then, so what we'll do with them is we'll put 3 or 4 camcorders into their bedroom.
Yeah.
You know, so their bedrooms all sort of set up and stuff.
Yeah.
We would normally do, like I would normally sort of, if I'm going to bed, if there's activity, to have a bed, you know, we'll stay
exactly.
up. But I mean, sometimes when it stops, you get activity going and all of a sudden bang, it'll stop. And you know that's it for the night.
Yeah, you can
know it's gone. And in that case, like, we used to take people down to haunted castles and all in South Erin. And there's a couple of them, when that happens, you just go to people like, you might as well go to bed now because there's nothing's going to happen.
So tell me this. What would your dream event in one of these investigations be that you could capture? So you could say to all the skeptics, there's the evidence. Yeah. It's took me 10, 20, 30 years. This is my dream capture. I've captured what I've always been looking for, to prove to every skeptic on the planet that this is a real phenomenon. What would have you caught your dream? You might have caught your dream event.
Well, see,
or what is the dream event?
I have. I don't see it ever happening like that.
Yes.
Because even if the cameras are going now, and even if I was to catch a spirit, I'd open up one of them boxes and lift out a big jar and go, Garth, guess what that is in that there?
Yeah.
That's a spirit.
Yeah.
You gonna believe it? Is all the viewers gonna believe it?
I know.
We always say to people, it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
No, if you're in an investigation, I think the whole thing will physics and all will change, and stuff will change, and they will be able to sort of go, right, okay, so that's what happens when there is spirits. That's what happens to a spirit, to the dead, a spirit energy whenever they die and move on.
Yeah.
Just at the minute, it's not going to happen because.
But if me and you were down at Castle Ward, and I heard, and me and you jerked up, and we seen the 3 kids.
Yeah.
You know, I'm convinced. I'm believing. Do you know what I mean?
But if you got to say, because we've had so much stuff now, honestly, that
and even the voices being captured.
Yeah.
Like, how can anybody question it?
You get people
Or
questioning.
is it? It's literally you. It's like people are just pessimistic, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is that what it boils down to?
Yeah.
You know, like I could say to someone, I was at the bar last night, only had 4 pints, and they'll go, they'll never ever believe I only had 4 pints.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas someone will go, yeah, no bother, and wouldn't even question it. It's like, well, he said he had 4 pints. So is that what it is, even with ghosts?
Yeah, seriously.
People can look at a fucking recording of you saying, "Is there anybody in the room? What age are you?" And then you're 24, and they'll still not believe it.
I would say I would as well in a way, unless it was made on the recording.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
That's why I said your dream capture.
Yeah.
Your dream capture.
You know what proved it? We had a guy, name will remain nameless because he lives in Bangor and you might know him. He went to a castle with us years ago, and we were sitting there, and this castle had very rough plaster in the walls, you know, the way they sort of do all the rough plaster. And we had all the camcorders set up, and then we were doing a bit of circle work, and the people that aren't doing circle work, you get them sort of sit with cameras as well, so they'd be sitting.
What do you call it? Circle work?
Circle work, yeah. It's like a seance sort of thing.
Okay. Oh,
so we'd be sitting doing that there, and you get somebody who was sitting just with a sort of camcorder and watching what's going on.
I'm listening, buddy.
Yeah,
pop up.
And
Pop up time.
so you'll get, you know, we seen him sort of going back towards, leaning back against the wall.
Yeah.
And it's night vision, so it was complete darkness. And the person, if you were looking towards the camera, all you would see is a wee infrared light, a wee tiny infrared light, but you wouldn't know you're being recorded. And halfway through, about an hour later, he turned around, he starts saying, "I'm getting very hot," and all this, and then he goes, "Oh dear," he said, "I'm getting, you know, I think I've been scrubbed. I feel like as if I've been attacked here."
Yeah.
Oh, we said, "Right, okay." And then he showed us his back, and it was his scrub or something.
But fresh, broken skin.
Yeah, it wasn't even broken skin. It was just no way for you rubbing.
Oh,
just
like a rubbing
them. And I said to him, I says, whatever the name is, I says, man, I says, you were caught on camera doing that.
Oh,
well, what do you mean?
Okay.
I said, you were rubbing yourself against the wall. I said, well, you were doing it on purpose there, not subconsciously. I said, you were doing it. This guy was doing, he wanted to be our tech guy, right?
Yes.
He set up equipment and all. And I said,
that's a funny way to go about it, Alex.
Oh, listen, this gets better. We were doing Grace Needles and Donna Day.
Yeah.
And Pamela Valentine from UTV was down it with us. And we've been lucky over the years at some brand publicity.
Yeah.
And
Jerry and
even Frank Mitchell, Frank Mitchell always phones us up every couple of months with stuff.
U105?
Yeah.
I listen to Frank every day.
He's good, so isn't he? But Pamela came down, Pamela was brand, and they brought the cameras down, and it was going to be edited, and it was going to be shown on like YouTube.
What did that show that she done?
Yeah.
Show that she done?
And I'd said to this guy, I said, look, put one of the cameras down at the back stairwell. Up. Have you ever been? Grace Neal's upstairs.
Yeah.
You know, so the back staircase. So I said, put one of the cameras facing down that staircase. I said, because people see the figure walking up there. Yeah. I said, put the other one at the far side of the corridor, looking back the way, and then there's one in with us. Now the stuff started coming through. There was loads of stuff coming through there because it proved her she was a bit skeptical.
And who was she now?
Pamela Valentine.
Oh, yeah.
Same on she's done stuff for us over the years as well. But so we were sitting down the whole thing, and it says, Warren says, "Can I have your tapes at the end of the night?"
Yeah.
Says we can edit them. Says, "If there's anything on your tapes, and all we can edit them and do it with ours." I said, "Yeah, certainly." The end of the night, I says, "The guy says, you get us the tapes." I says, "And give them to Pamela." "What tapes?" I says, "The tapes on the recorder." I says, "Because we were there long enough, so he should have had to go and change the tapes in both of them."
Yeah.
I didn't think he actually wanted to record, so I haven't been recorded.
Who said that, man?
This was the tech guy.
Oh, stop it!
I swear to God.
Oh, come on.
He was, that was him out of the crowd. Okay, that was him out of the crowd. What he had done 2 weeks previously was at the Crumlin Road jail. I gave him the stuff. I said, so take one of the cameras. I said, set it over right at the far back of the tunnel, looking back the way towards the jail. You know? Right, okay. So he went and done it. He came back and he went, "Oh, it's not working." I said, we have battery packs. I said, "Did you take a battery pack down me?" "All right." So he took the battery pack down. Up 10 minutes later, "Oh, there's no lead for it." I said, "There's the lead there." Oh.
So tell me this. So you, Pamela, Grace Neal's, everybody on board, and he didn't hit play?
Didn't even put tapes on them.
So that was all a waste.
What was said to me?
Where did you bury him?
He started his own group a short time after, and we think what it was sour grapes because he didn't want anything. We were standers. You ever go to, I forget the name of it now, the historical farm down in Lisburn, outside Lisburn?
Oh, I can't mind.
It's beautiful, and there's a lake where you can do fishing now out there, and there's There's no burial mound now. But we were down there one night and we're again doing a thing for you. This was for BBC, and the guy was down filming. And it was a December night.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, so we're standing outside. So obviously a bit of a breeze. It was a lovely night, but it was a bit of a breeze blowing across the river or the water, and then blowing up to where we are. And the guy turns around and goes, "Oh, there's a drop in temperature. I felt something blowing at me." And I go, I'm looking at the guy from the BBC came across and said, "Don't worry," he says, "we'll edit that out." They got that on. So many big fucking illnesses.
I know, because I can tell, buddy. Like you're infested. Like this isn't a game for you.
No,
like,
it's not.
You know, obviously it's a love and it's a passion.
Yeah.
But this is a lifelong love of yours. Like you're in it for the right reasons.
Exactly.
Like,
especially if you're doing it for the people as well.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
if you're going out to someone's house.
Yeah.
It's the same as you going out from someone's house and want you to do their clean all their stuff.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
go and drink your coffee and half do it. You
and forget to bring the equipment.
I forget. You have your own stuff now.
Here, come on now, you want me to do everything?
You know, you would be the same.
I get it, buddy. Like
that took me to the fair that night.
Yeah.
I said to Pamela, she turned around and says, "Well, I think you need a new tech guy." And I got it, and I just went,
So he basically sabotaged the whole thing.
Yeah.
From and ultimately, did anything happen?
Loads of things happened. Loads of things happened.
And he sabotaged it from the start.
Yeah.
I was premeditated. He
I
knew
think
fine.
it was because there was. Like, you ever hear of the bottle of Copeland's?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Some of the survivors now, some of the were brought up there and they brought, because that in Pier 19 they used for some of the bodies now as well, as like makeshift morgues. And
they makeshift morgues?
There was bodies brought
Pier
up there.
36 and Grace News were makeshift morgues back in the...
Like the live ones were brought up as well, survivors were brought up as well.
Yeah.
But one of the guys that came through, and he leant through the wall, and it was the most weird thing, because it was half his torso was sort of leaning through the wall. And just as I seen it, Pamela and one of the sound engineers seen it. You know, so three people seen this figure looking through it. And I said, "This is so and so." I said, "Don't get frightened." I said, "It's one of the survivors from the thing." And I said his name and all. They all went fantastic. I got a phone call the next morning from Hans, you call the guy who used to own the hotel.
Yeah. Young fella.
Yeah. He turned around and says, "How did you know that name?" And I said, "Well, I didn't." I said, "It came to my spirit." He says, "That's one of the names." He says, "Nobody knew about that." He says, "That's one of the names of survivors that was just brought up." He says, "We just uncovered it here."
Stop it.
You know, and was like both names, surname and christening. You know, so
yeah. So again, it tallies up.
Yeah,
it tallies up.
But it just, if you work with spirit, if you're working with spirit, you know, we do set up the equipment, so we'll set up something like camcorders and all this here. But the majority of the time, if we go down and do an investigation, is we'll talk to the people themselves. It's relying on them. You know, they'll go in. A lot of people are pooling themselves.
Of course.
You know, and you go in, and the way I look at it, even if you don't believe in the paranormal or not, this person does. This person's sitting shitting themselves here, you know, because they're having this activity. You know, so we'll go in and explain to them what it is. 9 times out of 10, the people are happy enough, and they go, so it's not going to harm. We had one girl, got a phone call one night, and this girl says, we were going up, it was up in Carrickfergus.
Yeah.
And she phoned us about an hour later, says, "Are you still coming up?" I said, "Yeah, we're just round the corner." Says, "That's okay." We drove up, she's sitting outside her house.
Yeah.
On the wee wall with her kid sitting on her knee.
Yeah.
And we sort of got out of the car and said, "Like, sorry, we're late." Yeah, there says, "You know, are you waiting for someone?" Says, "No, can't go back in the house." Says, "There's too much stuff happening." So,
where's this up in Carrick?
Carrick. And but listen, this is how it backfires. You say, "This is what you have to do."
Right, okay.
So he said to me, he says, went in, says, right, says, every night, says, about 10:30, 11:15, says there's a rattling comes from the fireplace. Okay. Says, and it's more like somebody trying to like beat their way through the place. I says, right, okay. Says during the night, some nights, says, and during the day, says, you can hear it thumping, says, as if someone's trying to up in the loft, trying to come down. Says, and she had phoned her neighbour or something, the neighbour came in and checked. But they phoned this other paranormal group, local paranormal group, that came up and told her it was a demon. And the demon was going to kill her.
From what you said at the start of the show.
Yep. The demon was going to kill her and her kid if they didn't get out of the house.
Oh, so, they didn't get out?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Was it a housing executive house?
No. They well, it was a private rental.
Private rental.
But I says, well, look, I says, let's investigate it first. I says, she sat down, she talked to, there were these two guys who went in the room, Brian and Barbara, his wife.
Yeah.
So I says, Brian will talk to you. I says, Barbara will talk to you, so me and Brian will come and have a look around. Within 10 15 minutes, we had the house sorted. We knew what it was.
As in,
You walked up, opened up the loft,
yeah.
doorway.
Mm-hmm.
It was a row of terrace houses.
Okay.
There was no dividing walls,
Right.
and about 5 or 6 of the attics.
So it was all, they're all linked then?
So the wind was just basically blowing through.
Walloping up and down it?
So it was, on one of the houses at the bottom was, it was either derelict or there was whoever was hadn't put the door on right.
Yeah.
So with the wind on a windy night, the wind was just basically blowing up and vibrating and rattling the door.
So it was a genuine.
Genuine.
So she wasn't looking at a new house or
No,
moved
no,
trying to.
she was 100% genuine.
Yeah, so she was genuine.
Yeah, it's just the group up had told her all this. So the second bit was, we said, well, look, we'll hang about and we'll give it 10:30, 11, see if we hear anything.
Yeah.
Right enough, we heard it.
Oh.
Was very loud.
Yeah.
It's a neighbour next door raking their fire.
Okay. Yeah. But that's awesome that you can go in there with a clear mind
Oh, aye.
and identify these things.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like you're not going to these locations looking for something. You're happy enough to go through the stages, like the layers of the onion. You're happy to strip that away, and like, right, okay, we may have something
Yeah,
here.
that's it.
And then investigate,
100%.
and then it's like, wow, we were genuine case here.
We were sitting down the dry dock and pump house one night down in Titanic. We used to take groups down there, and we're sitting in the pump house bit, and with a group of.
Is that the hotel?
No. It's, do you know where if you're going up past the hotel and past the Titanic Museum?
Yeah.
You've got the dry dock and pump house.
I've never been there, you see.
Alright, pneumatics sitting out, that's where they've took the pneumatic up to now, it's sitting outside the pump house.
Yes.
We used to do Wednesday nights and Friday nights every week. We done 90-minute tours up on it.
Okay.
And they're middle of summer, or we call it July, broad daylight, we have people on ghost tours down inside the dry dock and all that. And people were going, it's not just for Halloween,
I know. And how much are they paying per head?
They were paying £15 a head.
That's good money, yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good wee ride. It's a good wee game.
And what we were doing is we had paid, Colin was Brian, so we were paying him £5 a head, taking a tenner.
Very good.
And then there was other places. We done Rich Hill Castle. We done a lot of stuff for Gordon and the family down at Rich Hill Castle. And what we started doing there, if we were doing like stuff at say £35, we were doing like a 3-hour investigation or something. What we had done was we took £15 and gave him the 20.
Yeah.
Because it was wanted to upkeep of the house.
Absolutely. Well, here, well, tell me this. Where would your dream location be? You haven't been yet. That you'd love to do it, Jared?
Love to do the Queen Mary.
The Queen Mary?
Yeah, over in America.
Yeah, you're going to have to travel for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, we were offered into, what do you call it? The castle, the Royal Castle, Hillsborough Castle.
Hillsborough.
So we were, but now they might want us to do it this year to set a ghost walks around the grounds, because there's lots of stories around the grounds now.
Yeah.
So there is. But we were told if we get in, but we're not allowed to go live with it, but they will give us an investigation in the castle.
So that would be your dream?
Oh yeah.
And that would be an investigation as opposed to a tour?
Yeah, that'll be just a private investigation.
Wow. And what would you love to find there? If
Well, the amount of history that place has had, and again before it was like a royal place of sort of presence, establishment. It was always a big castle.
Oh really? So it wasn't. Yeah, because you think of it, these castles are. So it wasn't always royal.
No. Because you got that, and then you got the fort across the way from it, a big old fort. And when I worked for Department of Communities, we used to, when I was up in Carrickfergus Castle, we used to do the SCMs, the State Core Monuments. So once a week we had to drive around all the State Core Monuments, like Scrabo Tower and all like that there and check on. And that was one of the monuments we had to go and check on.
Scrabo? Or
the
fort? The fort at Hillsborough?
Wow! The fort was amazing place.
For activity?
Yeah.
Or like, so what would activity, what would come under that banner?
It would be
vision, sounds?
Vision and sounds. Vision, you'd have heard the sounds, you'd have heard footsteps. You'd have been standing in the bottom and you heard heavy leather soles on wood going across the floor.
I have a ghost story.
Right.
I have a ghost story. And that reminded me when you said,
right.
And
yes.
That reminded me. So, what do you call that hotel on the round the coastline? Bally something.
Well, yeah.
Round the coastline, heading up to Port Rouse if you're going from Belfast.
Good investigator as well.
Ballygow, or not Ballygow. What do you call that hotel?
It's got the ghost room and all in the tower.
Yes. So I wish the name would come to me, but it's on the coastline. As if you're going from, Bangor, Hollywood, Belfast, Carrickfergus. You go on round like Ballygow,
No, it's like
I think everybody will know. It has the wee steeple tower on the end of it. Well, years ago, I was staying up there just one night. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we just went up on Saturday, get away, a couple of drinks, dinner, blah blah blah, and we went to bed that night, all good, and all I heard was all fucking night.
Right, yeah.
And I thought to myself, I just couldn't sleep, just lying there in the pitch black. Fucking all night, like. And I was like, no bother, like, but they should have told us, we're preparing for a wedding tomorrow, like. Because that's what I told myself. I told myself, well, they're obviously getting all the tables and chairs down from upstairs for a wedding tomorrow, or a big wedding tomorrow, fucking massive wedding, because it was all night. And I just kind of convinced myself that was them going upstairs, lifting heavy tables, chairs, back down the stairs, and that was fine. Next morning up, we were going home, we were down at reception paying, and I was saying, the woman just politely and small talk said, did you enjoy your stay? And I was like, yeah, it was nice, we had a lovely time. I says, well, there was some racket last night, getting ready for the wedding today, like. I says, said no big deal, like, but you could have told us that all the everything was stored above our room, like, and she kind of looked at me like she was like, "There's nothing above your room." You know what I mean? I was like, "What?" She said, there's no roof space above yours. No, there's nothing. There's no wedding today. There's nothing today. Can't really explain that. I was like, well, me neither. Forget I said it.
Right.
I was up all night, mate. Above me. I just thought it was a wedding getting prepared for it.
It's moving stuff in there years ago and they're taking it down or something.
But again, that's why I was kind of over the moon that you were coming on, because I genuinely am a complete shitbag when it comes to this stuff, because over the years things have happened, and I've not given myself the time or the space or been in the right company to think about it, not rationalising it or reason with it, but it was like, okay, well that's that, and then life kicks in and off you go, because the mind can't, like me chatting to that secretary that morning. Did you enjoy your stay, sir? Like, yeah, you had a lovely time. So that was some racket above my room last night. We used to prepare for a wedding. So no, there's nothing above your room, sir. There's nothing. And you're like, you put it in the back of your head, and you go on with your life. But it stays there.
Every now and then you're sort of.
Every now and again it comes up in conversation, but it never really gets investigated or explored.
We've done stuff up there about 3 times. We've done an article for UTV. We've done one for BBC, and we've done one for an American TV. And what we found was, see the gardens?
Yes.
The gardens and the kitchen, our old kitchen, there's more activity there.
Wow.
Seriously, than that's in their own ghost room. So it was honestly.
No, I believe you. And what was the American kind of relationship there? Was it an American TV show?
American TV company,
Yeah, because if you think about it, right? You've Grace Meals there, 1600, oldest pub in Ireland kind of territory. Like, America's only how old's America? It's not even old.
No, exactly.
So we do have all this rich
Right round
material like to be explored, investigated.
When I was doing the tours in Carrickfergus Castle, you stood in front of people, the Americans especially, and you went, right, so this castle, you know, it was John de Courcy, was the first Anglo-Norman knight to set foot in Northern Ireland. Okay. He was there in 1177.
1177.
You should see.
Yeah.
See, the film nearly hit the ground.
I know.
Because and then you go on, you go, but the well inside it was known about from the 5th century. So it was King Fergus, first king of Scotland.
Yes.
Really come over because it was thought to be, it was all surrounded by fresh or seawater, but it was fresh water. And he had leprosy, and he was told if he came over and bathed in it, that it would cure him, and then he was killed coming over and all this here. But see, as soon as she said 1177 to people.
It is. It blows your mind. Like, you know, I still think the word only started when I was born.
Aye.
You know what kind of like? I think we're all kind of like that a wee bit.
There was a program on the other day, and it was stuff in America. I was showing you in America, and then I was showing you like what was happening inside London at the time and all this here. And like 1840s, 1850s, and I got there. That was like the cowboy days, and I got there. So it was.
I know.
You know, and then over here you had like Victorian stuff, and I got there. You know, and you sort of go, Jesus, that's
So
different.
Because
Ballygally.
That's the one. I knew it would come.
Yeah.
I remember being at Grace Neil's, and it was something like 1611 or something. But they have like pictures up.
Yeah.
And people were living in like what could be explained as basically mud huts.
Yeah. Well.
Do you know what I mean? So what the fuck was going on in 17? What were they living in then? Well,
see, a lot of time, because whenever John de Courcy first built that there, he built. You ever go to Hollywood Mott?
The moat up in Hollywood.
Yeah. That's John de Courcy's as well.
Oh, and he was John de Courcy.
John de Courcy. He was the youngest son of a Somerset knight. So he was his second son. Now, although with an Anglo-Norman knights, there was like a French connection with them. He was, they believe there was like Nordic blood with him as well.
Yeah.
Because everybody was pretty small back then.
And he was a tank.
He was 6'7".
No way.
There's
something going on there.
And long blonde hair. He rode a white stallion, and what he done, clever as fuck. Like, so he was. He got. There's a bit in Irish mythology, and it says about if anybody ever wants to rule the Irish, they get the 3 red dragons, and if they can control the 3 red dragons, they'll control the people in Ireland. What did he put on his crest? Ever 3 red dragons. Wow. So whenever he was a massive big guy on a massive stallion horse, you know, with these 3 dragons, he must have put fear of God in the people.
He's a brute of a man,
honestly, you know. But he talk about sort of this, we say, talk about sort of like King Arthur and Arthurian legends and all.
Yeah.
He done a thing. He fell out of favour with King John, and then after King John had died, I forget the name of the next king came on board, but he would have brought John de Courcy out just for special occasions because he was like people loved seeing him.
Yeah.
And one of his things, he would like if they were doing like big festivals at the castles and all, one of his things was to we would have cut a tree down, so it's just a tree trunk in the ground. Then we would have got one of the big metal Anglo-Norman helmets, the ones with a wee bezel thing, put that on, and with him with his sword, one swipe with his sword, he would have brought that sword down, right through the helmet, right into the wood. And then people would have paid to try and get that sword out of the
it's some of the...
Yeah, that's where the legend comes from.
The legend comes from. If you can get the sword out, you're the man.
But he was... I love this story. This happened down the cathedral down Patrick. They wanted to take... King John was like, wanted him basically out of the way.
Yeah.
And they realised how influential and how powerful he was. So they knew the only day without his armour and without his shield and sword and all was going to be Good Friday, Easter.
Yeah.
So he sent, it was either 11 or 12 soldiers in, and they waited till John de Courcy had got rid of all his stuff left, his weapons and all, and went into the chapel, and he was sitting down to pray. They all went in to arrest him. The only thing John de Courcy had was the big wooden cross. He killed 12 of them with a wooden cross. He must have been a lethal guy. Some history, man. But anyway, get back to the paranormal.
No, it's all part of it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I love about this wee show. there's no script.
Yeah.
There's a very loose framework.
Yeah.
But if we go off on wee tangents,
Well, that's it.
I love that too. Like.
Yeah.
So, what does the future hold for Warren and the team?
Trying to write a book.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to write a book. Never come into my mind. People has kept saying for the past 3 or 4 years, you know, you were the only group over here, you started the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know as a grandfather of the paranormal, the other groups and around there.
You're the Godfather?
Yeah. But then you get certain groups. Like, there's one group, and they contacted me a couple of years ago, and I said, well, look, they're just a new group going.
Yeah.
I said, look, if you need any advice or help, and I got there, feel free to give us a shout if you need any equipment. Oh, well, he says, I've got every edition of Ghost Hunters on DVD, so I know exactly what I'm doing. Right, okay.
but maybe that's something that you should do alongside the book. You know, should there be like, you know, like every kind of industry has like an instruction manual, like a go-to guide, maybe you should put that in place or something. You know,
yeah, we're talking about trying to do something because.
Like a curriculum,
yeah.
You know, like a code of ethics, you know, this is a real, credible, you know, field.
Yeah. And
these are our policies, rules, code of ethics. If you want to jump in this space, it's not, you know, there has to be like a benchmark. You know, and all the hobbyists, let's say. Yeah. You do your thing there, but if you want to take this serious,
this is.
You know, don't waste my time until you've done A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe look at this. What again? That's why I want to do something like this. There's one of the guys that used to run paranormal group, and then I worked with him for a while, and he really loves himself. He really loves himself. If he was an ice cream, he'd like himself to death. You know,
you get them everywhere, not just in the Ghostbusters world.
Every couple of days, he's on YouTube and he's walking up and he's doing the self and he's walking up and you know, and people just laugh at him.
I know.
I used to do. I had a brave lot, as I say, until a lot of your mom fucking deleted a lot of us from YouTube. But I'd always sort of put things like witchcraft and I got there and Wicca. I would have done lots of talks on, you know, on UFOs. And people would have contacted me. I had loads of views on them, and I got there and people phoned me up going, look, I like that bit you done about, can I find more information on it?
Oh, really?
You know, so it would be something that's an idea actually, and maybe have to look into.
Yeah, because, man, I think it's fascinating, especially because I know that your take on it, you're not trying to fabricate a story so that you have a story.
Yeah.
Like I got hairs on the back of my neck. And you look up at the kids. I fucking believed you. I knew that. I knew that. I believed you in that moment.
Sorry, I'll tell you another thing happened in Castle Ward actually. All the pathways there, it's the same as the wee pathways through Carrickfergus or through Crawford Sprang Country Park.
Yes.
That's all the original sort of the highways to Bangor and Belfast there,
yeah.
roads. And it's the same as Castle Ward. Me and it was virtually all the time. We're walking up one night. It was a lovely, lovely summer's night, and we had walked down to we'd done a couple of investigations down in the old first ward house down in the farmyard at the back, a big tower, and then we were walking back up towards the front, and we're going to see Hugh and get coffee and all. And we were walking up. Everybody heard this horse.
Stop it.
Galloping on not
on the cobble street or the forest.
Like rough stones sort of thing. But galloping up there. Did I stop or when I was
you were getting out of the way for it?
We jumped out of the way. And this thing went right by us, mate. We heard it going right by us, but there was nothing there.
And how many people were there?
I'd say there was about 7 of us.
Wow. We
went down to the gamekeeper's cottage. It used to be once you drove down into Castle Ward, as soon as you went through the big gates, you passed the what do you call it, the wee gate lodge. Yeah. You went on down, and we used to have the ticket office halfway down the wee wooden shed thing. I'm not sure if it's still there or not, but if you looked way off to the left at the top of the hill, there's a big house at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
And that's all the what do you call it?
The castle at the kind of the hill up there, no? So it's
no, this is just like a big bungalow. It's not a bungalow. I think it's a 2-story house.
Yeah.
But it would be for like the
big bay windows. Am I in the right place? No.
Could be now.
I'm not sure. Trying to get,
but this would have been for like what do you call it? Like the Cubs and all I got there, and sort of the Boy Scouts and all I got there, really done down there. And Hugh had said yes one day, he says, you have to go down, it's called the Gamekeeper's Cottage,
Yeah.
because the gamekeeper used to own. And he says, you have to go down there. He says, it's can be really active. So we all went up one night, and there was about 6 or 7 of us went in, so we were well spaced over the whole building. And we got there about 8 o'clock at night, nothing at all happened, okay? And there was dormitories set up in the thing, so it's, if you were kids, it's maybe, it would have housed about 10 kids or something like that. So about 12 o'clock, half 12 came at night, and we went, right, nothing happened, we're going to go home here, because we've got work next morning. So we got up, walked out. Now, in the kitchen, it was really old red tiles you used to get in kitchens.
Yeah.
So it was red tiles, and there was
terracotta kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. And there was like old tables, and I got there with the old metal legs.
I clean them. Just a wee plug.
Is that right?
I clean terracotta tiles anytime. Sorry, I'll get the plug in.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's your business. But no, the metal legs, the old tables with the old metal legs on.
Yeah.
So they were in the kitchen, and we all come out. Darren and one of his mates went to get in the car, a good distance off, you're talking maybe 10, 15 paces away. I was locking the door. There was about 5 or 6 of us just standing around the door, but spaced out a bit. Next minute, we heard the place, and I took the key out, so the house was in darkness. We heard the place inside getting fucking trashed. That's all you can say, fucking trashed. You heard the legs of the table getting scored across the floor.
Yeah.
You know that sound you hear it making. As I just said, people getting the table and throwing the table up in the air and throwing so hard cross, like as if there was cups and all, because we really often wash cups and all sitting there. So as if cups and all were getting smashed on the tiles on us here. And Darren, well, they jumped out of their car, they were half in the car. What's that noise? Oh, we were in here, so we opened up the door, rushed in, opened up I tried to put the lights on, and there wasn't anything moved out of the place. Nothing had moved. Tables still exactly what they were, straight lines, all the dishes and all set up looking dry.
So, like, because I was going to say to you, that to me, if I was on your team, we were out doing it, from what you've shared with me tonight, I would be wanting to run in there and do a clearance.
Yeah.
That would say to me, there's a guy who's passed, who's fucking shit scared of being in the crossroads.
Yeah.
You know, would you not do like a clearance, like try and?
Well, we stayed on.
You stayed on.
Yeah. We stayed on. There was a few of them had to go home because they were good enough for work. But me and Darren and about another 3 other ones stayed on, and we didn't leave till something like 5:10 in the morning.
And you didn't capture anything else, or?
No, there was loads of stuff happening.
Oh,
there was loads. Just figures been seen all there.
Shit.
But it's on what's known as a ley line.
Okay.
Now, a ley line
Sounds
is an energy line that runs through the earth. You're known. You ever hear of acupuncture?
Yeah.
Well, acupuncture, you've got meridian lines, you call them, around your body. And what they'll do is an acupuncturist will put the needles into the meridian lines. And ley lines are, you'll find old castles, old abbeys, old churches, graveyards, standing stones, monoliths, burial mounds, and like that there are built on ley lines. So these ancient people knew exactly where to build this. The other name for it is just Spirit Highway.
Oh.
Yeah, so that tells you everything. On the house I was saying about, there used to be the garage.
Yeah.
There's 2 ley lines go through it. So there is, that's the thing for that.
So here, talk to me about your ambitions to write a book.
Right.
Because you have to.
I know.
You know, but it's like, do you know what separates us from the animals? Like, I've had some really, like, I've had 2 dogs in my life, right?
Yeah.
And I love both of them unconditionally. One was a wee male and one was a wee female.
Yeah.
But see, whenever, like, my wee dogs died, see everything that they had accumulated over the years of their wee life, they couldn't pass it on to another wee dog.
No. Yeah.
That's what separates humans
That's it.
and dogs. Yeah. We can read and write, and that it's in stone then. We can all learn from it. Do you know what I mean? And this wee show, as silly as I get on sometimes, I am trying to put together a proper wee educational kind of platform. And that's why I will always encourage, someone in your industry, you gotta document it.
Yeah.
Because you're the godfather, and there's fucking people coming up, and your wealth of experience and locations and people and equipment and you gotta document it, and that's what a book is. But because I know a lot of people in a lot of different spaces think it's ego, and you know, I read a book so I can tell people I got a book, and I'll have a fucking YouTube channel, and I'll video myself, and I'll go home and I'll fucking eat the chocolate off my fucking. You're not that guy.
Yeah.
Right? The book.
No, I will. You've got my word on it, I will.
There's so much there.
I know I need to, because I don't mean this is going to sound big-headed. I really do not mean to sound big-headed. But what I've seen is, and if you read back over some of my posts on Facebook, you see how fucking really annoyed I get with it. You know, a lot of the paranormal groups coming up now haven't got a fucking clue what
That's why I said you need to have a code of ethics and document.
But see, I want them more because
well, fuck them then, because see the genuine people that get involved.
Yeah.
They'll not listen to them. It's because they haven't got the witch approval. Witch as in, you know, the authority that goes into those electrical equipment, or like an omnibus man. You know, you have to have a stamp. You know, you've got the one stamp. You know, these guys are serious. If you're really interested, don't worry about these guys. There has to be a benchmark where people don't waste their time.
For a few years ago, I was contemplating getting out of the whole thing, just because there were so many arseholes.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to separate. Say like for all I have a subtle interest in it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you know, I've known you on the social media platform for a while.
Yeah.
And I gauge your credibility. But that was just by my own judgment.
Yeah.
There's people out there with genuine interests. There has to be a benchmark where they can avoid all the shit. Because could you imagine if I got like the guy that turned up here tonight and said, "Oh, there's a demon here and there's a demon there, and I got this demon." I'm going to be sitting here going, fuck, we're not really good. We're not selling this.
The camera's running about.
And I forgot the batteries and Pablo Valentine was there.
No,
there has to be a benchmark where there's a credibility.
There's only a couple of groups we bother with.
And that's what I'm saying.
And that's why.
That's what I'm saying, buddy.
The other groups, because we're doing a thing. In fact, now it'll cost you $5 if you're interested. And I think it's around April time.
Okay.
We're going up to do an investigation up. Now it's with another group, group, but it's up to Shane's Castle up in Antrim.
Very good. Randallstown, just outside up.
Yeah.
Know well.
The tunnels and all that.
Know it well. Yeah.
So we are. I like you know if you.
And it's only £5.
It's £5, and it's either £5 or £10.
Yeah. Well, I put my cut on. It's 105. No. I know the area well. Like, but and is it a wee tour, or what are you doing?
It's going to be an investigation.
A proper investigation.
Yeah.
Holy shit! And what does that look like? Well, you turn up 3 hours and then you go and talk about it afterwards, or
well, I think it's
what's the framework of a real investigation?
I think this is going to be probably from about maybe 7 o'clock at night to maybe 2-3 in the morning.
And what does that look like?
Right. Well, we'll bring up some of the cameras. We'll set up the cameras now. We lock them off in places. So we're not one like what we don't walk around with cameras and do all this here. You know, we just prefer sort of locking them in different sites. Because we work with Spur, what we'll do is we'll be doing a lot of EVP, electronic voice phenomena.
Yeah.
But I'll be walking around the place. So some of it maybe sounds a bit stupid, but we'll walk into a room and go, right guys, we just walked in here, there's a gentleman standing over there to the left. But you get a lot of responses because you get a lot of spirits. What they'll do is if you go, right, for the gentleman's in this room with us now, you know, could you, if we've meters and all the lights on, we say, could you please make one of the lights go on? Could you please throw a stone? Could you move something? And they'll do it, you know, and they'll do it straight away. Just that proof, you know. The other group that's going up with is they're into their scientific side of stuff. So they work equipment and all, but they're one of the.
But in a scientific way to debunk, or a scientific way just to.
Oh no, they would debunk a lot of it, but they wouldn't debunk stuff and go. You know, like
they're not skeptic debunkers.
Because there's a couple of us that actually contacted me on the web and look says we've done all this, we're sure it's not this, it's not this, it's not this.
Got you.
What do you think it is? You know, and I looked it over, I was able to go, right, well, if you check this, you know, and if you've checked that, like, I'm happy enough. It's,
So we all turn up to Shane's Castle, we do a couple of hours of like equipment
yeah,
investigation,
yeah,
and then do we kind of
do a
conclude at the
seance,
end?
yeah, and then there's sandwiches and all that there. And sort of,
Yeah.
I'll let you know if it's on, because
Yeah,
we're
let me
doing
know.
that, and then say-
I'll spread the word. That's
the next couple of places we have, we're doing Cumber House down in Omagh. So we're going to be organising that. Now, we're probably going to be taking about 10, it's probably going to work out maybe £25 or 25, 30
yeah,
pound each.
yeah.
But it's not us, we don't make that money, you know, we pay for the privilege of using the house,
Right.
sort of thing.
Well, you need to put a few quid on for yourself, Warren. You need to put a few quid on.
The book will make me the money.
Yeah, what would you call the book?
Gary of the Ghost Hunter.
Love it. Here, Warren, on that note, Gary of a Ghost Hunter, coming to a town near you. I just want to thank you for coming on, buddy. That was fucking brilliant. And just as a wee side note, closure. I always say how much of a shitbag I am about all this stuff, right? But see, when you explained to me, like, if there was any activity, you know, anything I may have experienced in the past or whatever, that was actually someone's cry for help that had passed on. See, when you shared that with me,
Yeah.
my whole take on it changed.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, buddy. Yeah, keep an eye out for the book.
Yep.
Put it there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Thank you. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Eh?